nature of business do you currently own or co-own, so that we can start from there. I'm waiting for your response. And if you're not into a business, you can tell me not applicable, so that I know that you're not into a business right now. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, please double tap the love button or the love icon so that I know that you are following me. Okay, so you said it's kind of a partnership, fashion. Okay, amazing. Okay, so I'm just going to dive right in so that let's say you are going to be my client, say I'm a consultant now, so you have my full attention up until when other people join. So I don't really mind having 2 people join or 1 person. It's just the value, and so far somebody can catch it, and then it makes a lot of difference. So in no particular order, right, I'm going to be talking about things you need to get in order. I call it house cleaning. You need to put your house in order. When somebody's coming to your house for the first time, you don't want to leave your house messy. Okay. You don't want to leave your house messy, so you want to keep it in order. All right. Fine. Your spot is on. Thanks for joining, Madam Ajibike. So I was saying, just like you want to keep your house in order when you are expecting a visitor, right? That is how you have to clean your house. You have to, probably prepare a nice dish for the visitor, depending on how important that visitor is. So if it's maybe your in-law that's coming now, maybe you're just trying to get to know a guy, or he wants to propose to you, and then his mother comes around, you want to really, give a good impression. So that's how it is with business and investors. If you want to get investment, it's not just to pray about it. You have to keep your house in order. You have to understand that you need to get some things done. So in no particular order, I'll be talking about some things that you need to keep in order to be able to attract investment, to be able to have that confidence to approach investors, as the case may be. Now, the first thing is, they want to know how many years have you been in business for, right? It's not like maybe it's going to really affect anything, right? But you just want to know your experience, because the longer you have been in that business, the more challenges you must have faced, the more the rough times you have gone through, the more you have gone out of it, into it and out of it, meaning you learned something in the process, right? So that helps them know that you won't have to make some silly mistakes with their money, right? They want to know that you have gone through some kind of baby steps. It's not like you're trying to use their money to learn how to work or learn how to run business. You have gone through your baby steps. So if you're telling them, I've been in this business for 5 years or 3 years or 2 years, you could tell at least the basic things that could really affect you, maybe customer problems or issues from customers, capital, and a lot of things like that, product development. You have already gotten that to an extent out of the way, and you won't have to use their money to learn what you should have learned on your own, right? So they want to know the number of years you've been in business. But if you're just starting, it's not a problem. Just that you need to be more convincing. You need to be more convincing as to why they need to invest in these baby products that they don't even know whether the baby is going to crawl or going to die, or not. So you just have to do a lot more talking. That's the difference. They want to know the number of years you have spent in that business. Now, the second thing, in no particular order, like I said, is the demand for the product or service. Now, let's even take product, for instance. You have a product in the market. They want to know, what is the response rate? If I say I have this product now, what is the probability that XYZ is going to ask me for that product in the next 1 week? Is there a ready-made market For instance, during COVID, right, it was an issue of insufficient supply. So government had to start telling people to make face masks, make sanitizers. They even had to, be funding them. That's how crazy it can be when you are in a very high demand markets. People can even throw money at you, right? So because of the crisis, they need people that can do this thing. They need people that can put their skill and sew face masks and things like that. So the demand was there. It's not a question of, well, if I go and sew face mask, who will buy it? No, that was out of the question, right? So they want to know that, do you have an available demand? If I drop this product now, are there people willing to grab their copy fast? Are there people who are waiting for the product to drop? And that is where marketing is very important. If you are launching a product or a course or a service, for instance, it's good to always build that momentum. It's good to create that vibe around it. Oh, coming soon. Oh, it's coming. Oh, how to get your investment ready. Coming soon. 10 days to go, 2 days to go. So you're trying to build that momentum. You're trying to build the awareness so that when it drops, it's not a question of, oh, we didn't know, when did it drop? They already, know, they are following the story. They are looking forward to it. Look at King of Boys, for instance. How much they put so much money in the advertisement. I think it's not about a year before they've been promoting this whole library is coming, this one is coming, and it's like, oh God, when is this thing gonna drop? People were really, really anticipating for this particular product or movie, right? So when it dropped, I'm telling you, it's the kind of thing that it will sell out in the next 3 minutes, because as soon as it drops, it's like wildfire. Have you heard? KOP is out. Oh, so they want to know that, do you have demand? So that kind of person will not have any issue getting investors for a movie, because investors can see that this thing is all cake. Everybody, if you are a Nigerian, even if you're not a Nigerian, so far you are like an African, you must have heard about King of Boys, right? So any investor in his or right senses knows that this is not a question of you sell. It's a question of, do you have the money to get a market share in this profits, or a huge share in this profit when it lands, because they are going to grab their cup immediately it lands. So the demand is very important. They want to know that, am I going to give you money and be waiting for you to start looking for customers while my money is idle, right? They want to know. So the demand is very important. That's why you have to create buzz around your product, around your service. Marketing is very important, because that's what you could leverage on and say, you see, invest in these products. This is what the market survey says. 1,000 people are expecting this product to land in the next 1 month. You can't afford to miss the opportunity. So you talk from a perspective of confidence, right? From a perspective of take it or leave it, your loss. This thing is going to break ground. So it's either you invest now or you're sorry later. So the demand is very important. Now, you have to conduct a SWOT analysis for your business. That way, like I said, if you are pitching to an investor, it's not necessarily because your product is the best, it's how much you are able to convince them, especially when your conviction is based on data, fact, and you can tell them that this is our analysis, this is our pitch deck. We'll get to that later. This is our proposal. We have done this analysis and this analysis, financial projections and the likes. So SWOT analysis, you can tell the investor, this is our SWOT analysis. This is what the market says about us. This is our strength. This is our weakness. These are our opportunities in this industry. These are our threats in this industry. So that is what SWOT is all about. SWOT is strength, weakness, opportunity, and threats. Right? SWOT means strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. Okay? So you want to know, what is our strength in this industry as a company? Let's say I'm into fashion, just like what Absalam said earlier. Let's say I'm into fashion, and I'm like, okay, now that my name of the company is Taiwo Fashion Accessories or something like that, I have to conduct a SWOT analysis. What is my strength as a brand in this industry? Because I'm not the only one there. So what is my own strength? Usually, the strength of a business could be similar to the strength of the owners, especially when it is sole proprietorship. If it is a kind of business that it is one-man business, the strength of the company can be drawn from the strength of the person. Okay, this is my strength. I have an MBA. I'm good with numbers, right? Or I'm good with analysis, or I'm good with management. That's my strength. Because a lot of fashion designers don't just do their own, just cut, sew, sell. There's no form of structure or management in their work, right? So that can be my strength. I'm the CEO, I have that thing, I know how to structure business. I used to be an accountant, or I used to be a consultant in one company, and things. So that can be my strength. And it becomes the strength of my business, right? Weakness is, what are my weaknesses? Okay, I'm not very good with follow-up. I just forget to call people, right? I don't know what to do, but I just forget. So if you even tell me that you want to do something, and maybe I just, don't worry, just send me the dress, I might forget to even follow up or tell you, madam, tell your dress I want to sew, do you still need it? So that can be my weakness as a person, because it's going to really affect my brand, because I am the sole owner of that business. So it's going to affect my brand. Now, that's my weakness. I don't know how to follow up. And by not knowing how to follow up, I can lose customers. So what are my opportunities in that industry? The thing about SWOT is that the S and the W is more about internal. It's more internal. While the O and the T, which is opportunities and threats, are more external. Okay, I will get into that later, Shego. So while the opportunities and the threats are more external, right? What are the opportunities in this industry? I can say, okay, in the fashion industry, is not really tapped. Maybe in the kind of niche I am in, it's not tapped. Maybe I'm focusing on plus size. I can say that that's the opportunity. People are not really niche. They're not really niched in this fashion space. Me, I'm niched. If you are slepa, don't come to my store. I'm niched. I'm for plus size, and then I know my customers. So that can be the opportunity, because there are not plenty people that are in that space yet. So what are my threats in that industry or in that space? The threats could be that people lack trust, or there's distrust in the minds of people when it comes to using new fashion designers. That could be a threat in that industry. Why? Because if I'm used to a particular tailor, except she does something extremely annoying, the probability of me going to another person is very low, because I know that this industry, and to get a good tailor that will hear what, that will give me the quality I need, is very hard. So that could be a threat. I need to be able to convince people to buy from me, as opposed to who they're already used to. So that could be the threat of the industry. People don't really trust, fashion designers enough to risk giving them a clothes, maybe one nice ashwabi. Like my mother would say, if you just find a tailor, maybe around the streets now, we'll just test the tailor with one small Ankara and see what she can do. We will not test them with a very good lace, because they can spoil it. So there's that trust issue with the fashion. That can be the threat of that industry. So those are the things that you can give your investors. This is my SWOT analysis, so that they can also, even if they know, most investors are business savvy, right? They have already looked at your business, they know your SWOT already. But if you now tell them that, this is my SWOT, and this is how I intend to edge these problems, they know you are in for serious business, right? Now, another thing is pastel analysis. Is just talking about environmental, factors that can affect your business. So we have, what are the factors that can affect your business that are outside of you? External factors that can affect your business. Number one, like I said, pastel is an acronym. The P is the political factor. There's civil unrest. There's banditry. Maybe you are doing your small business in one village in Borno or something, and you know that and as an investor, I know that you are in a location where anything can happen anytime. They can blow you up anytime. I might not have that comfort. So they're going to carry out this analysis on you, but it's good to also have carried out on yourself, so that when you are talking, like I said, this thing is about building your confidence. It's not because you will now be the best seller. No, it's that when you are talking to these people, you already have seen their mind, so you are going to tailor your presentation to what they want to hear, to answer their possible questions, right? So your political environment does also favor your business. Are you living in an area whereby they can just blow you up anytime? The ecological environment, what is happening in the environment that affects your business? Is there flood and things like that? And the legal environment too. Is there something about your business that requires legal certification? Is it highly regulated? Is it a very highly regulated space? So this can affect your business. So if you don't look at these things holistically and even in detail now, they might ask you one question that will just throw you off balance. Investors can be very fun. They just ask you one small question and you're like, whoa, I never thought about that. And then you look stupid. So it's good to always be ready, investment ready. It's not about just, oh God, I want to get an investor. Even if God provides you with an investor, it's not going to provide you with a dumb investor that will not know better to ask you some salient questions that they need to know about your business before they put money into your business. So we have the technological environment, the ecological. So they want to know, is it really tech driven? Your business, is it tech driven? How are you, positioning yourself to easily, what's the word now? To easily to be flexible to changes in technology so that you don't become obsolete. How are you positioning? Do you have a middle year plan, long-term plan for cases of changes in technology, right? So they want to know this kind of things. Are you really aware of this analysis and how these external factors can affect your business? Now, they want to also know your sustainability plan. There's a lot. I can't even cover everything today. So if you want us to discuss about this, then we can have a conversation one-on-one and discuss about consulting. Sustainability of your solution. They want to know. Are you going to be in this business for a long time? They want to know what exactly is your sustainability plan. Okay, I have this investment. I intend to get this other investment in the next 3 years. I intend to source for grants in the next 5 years. I intend to. So they have to say that it's sustainable. And sometimes what can help your sustainability problems is that you can show them numbers. Based on this, in the next 3 years, our earnings will increase by 30%, and in the next 5 months, our earnings will increase by 70%. So they want to see that you are walking them through the story of why they should invest in your business. Okay, so they also want to know the corporate structure of your business. Who are your team? Most investors don't like to invest in a one-man business. It's not nice to say that this is just the alpha and the omega, and it's not because it's a bad thing. Sole proprietorship has its own advantages, right? You tend to make decisions faster. Your decision making is less dramatic. You can take up businesses without having to consult somebody. So it's good, right? But if you really want investment, they need to know that you have a structure, meaning that there are people who are doing different things. And part of what they want to know is in your corporate structure is the people, like I said, who is the CTO, who is the COO, who is the CFO, who is the CEO, all those OOO things, right? They want to know. The CEO, what's our experience in this field? What's our educational background? Okay, you're into agricultural space now. The CEO, does he or she have prior knowledge about agriculture, or is she just the money bag who just put the money and the code and say the CEO? The COO, what experience does she have with operations? What experience does she have with agricultural, intricacies, logistics, and things like that, grains? What experience do they have, right? Your CTO, maybe you're into tech. How sound are they in tech? How good are these people? What is their track record? Have they worked somewhere before? What has been their success story where they've worked before they started to partner with you in this business, right? So they need to know this because they want a very holistic. Thanks for joining, Ambassador Timo. They want to have a holistic view of the structure. They don't want it to be like, oh, it's only Taiwo, the CEO. She's the operations person, she's the CTO, she's the CFO, she's the CPO, no. They want to say that you have people who can work with you because they know that anything can happen. Taiwo can get pregnant and say, you know what, I'm tired, I cannot even do anything now. Does it mean that money I've invested in your company is going to waste? Does it mean that at that point that you're pregnant and you're trying to give birth, the company will be on standstill? Right? So they want to know that there are people that can lift pressure off you, there are people that you can bounce ideas off, there are people who you can leverage on their strengths, there are people that can help you with your weaknesses. So they want to know about the corporate structure. They don't want to fund a one-man business. That's the truth. Investors don't want to fund a one-man. Another one, like I said, in no particular order, is the USP of the partners. Yes, let's assume you already have these people on board with you. They want to know what drives them. Who are these kind of people? Who are these people? Welcome on board Zimri Accessories. They want to know who are these people that are on your team. You call this person your CTO. What does she bring to the table? How does she complement you as a CEO? Is it that you are more of a technical person and then she is more of the operations person? Is it that she's more of the finance person and this other partner is more of the communications person. There was a particular video I watched from Miles Moore, and they were talking about the kind of people that you need on your team. You need a business person, you need a tech person, you need a legal person, you need an operations person, you need a systems person. So they need to know that your structure, your corporate structure, your team is robust enough to be able to handle any form of it from any angle. That's very important. And yes, you have to be registered. You cannot be looking for investment and then you're not registered. They will not take you seriously. Don't even go and mistakenly embarrass yourself, right? You need to be registered. You need, especially if there's equity investors who want to invest in terms of equity, they want to get a share in your company. You have to be registered as a limited liability company, right? You have to be registered as it, because if you don't have limited to your name, right, that means you don't have shares. So what am I really doing? Am I just giving you money because I like you? Is it a sugar daddy business, or I want to give you money to get shares? And if you don't have limited liability company, you cannot give people shares, but that's the only company structure that has shares. Every other one doesn't have shares. So you have to be registered as a limited liability company for you to start to think of looking out for investors or whatnot. Even partnership, yes, they want to also get some kind of shares, depending on the agreement you have with your partners. So they want to know a verifiable turnover that you have. They want to know, how do you give an investor a verifiable turnover? They want to know that, okay, how much do you make in a month? I've seen people being asked this question and they don't know what to say. It's really, really, really embarrassing, to be very honest, because it shows that you don't even know what is even going in and going out, right? And you don't even need a deep account knowledge for this. Just record keeping. Okay, today they bought this. Okay, today they bought this number of, they bought 10 cakes, 50k. Tomorrow, you had it together in a month. Okay, in January was 100k in a month. February was 300k in a month. Like that. So on an average, I made like 150k in a month. So when you're talking to somebody, you're talking based on fact. That, okay, on average, you make like 150k in a month. They see you as smart, as intelligent, as knowing your numbers, right? So they want to know a verifiable turnover that you have. When I mean verifiable, it means that they won't just come and tell you, oh yeah, what's your turnover? And you're like, well, about 1 million. No. What is the proof? Because you can just call any funny number, right? And don't forget, investors are not stupid people. They are smart people. They are business people who have been on the board of maybe several companies, and they can see through lies. That's one thing you should know. They can see through lies. So you have to tell them using facts. And how can you give them this fact to be able to know whether you're actually achieving that turnover or not? Is one, you have to give them a bank statement. Somebody can demand for it, right? Okay, just to show that this is the proof. This is the bank statement. So from there they can see, okay, the movement of cash, right? It's going in and it's coming out, and they have an idea of how your sales is like in a month. Now they also want to know your verifiable customer base. Okay, you're making 100,000 in a month. That could be fair, right, as a small business. But what is your customer database like? Do you have a track record to show that out of this 100, I have like 10 people on average that buys from me, 10 different people in a month? So this shows that you have done a bit of marketing. It shows acceptance, because if it's just your friend that is buying one thing for 100k in a month, it's also shaky. It's not a good business decision for them to make by investing in you, because they're like, okay, what if your customer just gets angry with you one day and then she just leaves the country, or something happens and just stops buying from you? Does it mean that your business is going to crumble? That means your business is suffering from concentration risk. It means that you're tying too much importance to a particular person, or a particular department, or a particular product. And it's very risky, because human beings are not to be solely relied upon. We know that human beings cannot be trusted. So you cannot just have 3 customers buying from you all the time. So they want to see a verifiable database. So you have to, as aside also putting down your records, 10k today, 15k tomorrow, also try and have a database of your customers with their email addresses. You can get this thing to do different means. Just send them Google Forms. Oh, we love you. Kindly help us feed this database, from where you collect their name and their email address. Or you can give them a freebie and say, get this our free styling magazine or styling brochure for free. All you have to do is just to fill in your Facebook and your name and your email address, so that you can have a database of your customer. Even aside the fact that investors will need it, even for your own business, because you're going to be communicating with these people, you are going to want to follow up on them, you want to check up on them. Oh, I've not heard from you since the last 2 months. Is everything okay? Oh, this is your birthday. I want to wish you happy birthday. That kind of a thing. I want to send you newsletters via email. So it's good to have a verifiable customer database that you're working with in your business, right? Okay, I think I'm saying too much. Time was really good. Okay, let me just say a few more things, right? Because I think I answered a lot, so that I can take questions. The key thing is, what problem is your business solving? This is like cliche, but you can never overemphasize it. They will always ask you for that particular question, because a lot of people go into business because of peer pressure. Everybody's selling human hair. That's a craze now. Human hair, double drawn, all those things. So every young lady that looks fine wants to also go into the hair business, right? Investors do not see that as smart. They want to know your why. Why did you enter into it? Do you have a story to tell? Is there a need in your society or in your immediate environment that warrants you to start selling human hair? Or that warrants you to start baking cake, right? Is there a need somewhere? Is it that maybe, the market's born, they're not more selling you stuff again in that area, and try to create my own store or my own cold room to be selling things from my own, nice looking boutique or something, or my nice looking store? They want to, what's the problem? What happened? Why did you really make this move? Because that's what will determine the sustainability of that product, of that business. Because they say, if the purpose of the thing is not known, right, abuse is inevitable. Meaning, if you don't even know why you're doing something, you are going to be digressed. I mean, you'll be digressing a lot. You'll be distracted a lot, because you don't really know what exactly to fall back on and say, oh, if not for this problem, I won't be doing this thing. Take for instance those that are into weight loss products, fit farm, and all those things. Even if they want to quit because it's their passion, because they're solving a particular problem, they're saying, if not for these people that I'm trying to affect their lives, or trying to touch their lives a bit better, I would have given up. But they have a why. So that your why that they're always shouting is the problem you're trying to solve in the world, in your environment, right? So they want to know, because that's one thing that will keep you going as a person, right? Now, they want to know your turnover like I said, for the past 6 months. They want to know your turnover at least for the past 6 months. They want to know if you have been, in the business for at least 6 months. They want to see how it has moved, right? Because so that they can make some kind of analysis. Okay, it started well. We are now declining. We are now going up again. They want to see the flow, right? For business analysts, they can tell you, okay, you increase your sales by 10% within this month, and then when it was following months, it dropped by 15%. So they want to know why. So they can also ask questions, because most of these investors have, like I said, they are smart people. They are analysts. They can tell you and say, oh, what happened in February? Your sales dropped, right? What happened? They can tell them, oh, it was COVID. Oh, it was this. And they're like, okay, you know what you're doing. They want you to be hands-on. They don't want to be asking you questions. You're like, I don't even know what happened. Maybe it's COVID. No. They want you to say, oh, this was what happened in January. We dropped our sales our sales dropped by 50% because of COVID, and they picked up again because of our online strategy or meeting our customers and blah 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 blah. We're able to kick off again to a 50% increase in our margin. So this is what they want to hear. It might sound like, oh, it's for accountants. Oh, no, it's basic. You can work with people that are willing to help you grow, help you become savvy in these things, because it might feel like it's one hard chore. No, it's not. It's very easy. Just be involved. Just be in touch with your business. Be in touch with your numbers. No matter how basic, be in touch with your numbers. It's very, very important. It can save you. It can save your business. So yes, they want to have your CAC document. If you say you're registered, they want to see your CAC. They want to see your CAC. So it has to be in place, right? Separate bank account. You need to have a separate bank account. You cannot overestimate it, right? You need to have a separate bank account, because you cannot be mixing business with personal things, right? Okay, how do you even track your profit? Say you bought something for 20,000, you sold it for 30,000. You have a profit on that trade of 10,000 naira. Now, because you have gone to use 15 years of that 30K for Ashwebi, you have not only taken out that profit, you have taken out the capital, the investment, right? So how do you even know your business can be profitable, but you yourself, you are the one struggling, or what's the word again? Strangling, yes, the business. So if it's like I'm not doing, I don't really know what to show for it, right? It's because you are buying, you are eating your profit. That's what the layman will say. You are eating your profit with your own mouth, right? So you have to be able, and you can easily do this when you don't separate your finances from each other. So I'm going to stop here today. I think I said a lot. If you have any more questions, you want to consult with me personally, I'm free. My name is Taiwo Sotunde, for those that did not get my name, and I'm the CEO of Nigerian Showcase and also the founder of MyNEC, Made in Nigeria Entrepreneurs Community. If you like, I'm a consultant, I'm an accountant, I'm a serial entrepreneur. So if you want to discuss this thing at length, or it feels like this is calculus to me, it's rocket science to me, we can talk about it. But if you have any questions based on what we have discussed, there's still a lot, but this is just like basic things that you need to know, right? Kindly ask, drop your questions. I think at some point Shegun asked, how do I know my strengths? Well, I assume you are saying as a company, right? Or is it a personal brand? Shegun, is it a personal brand or is it a business brand? If it's a business brand, what do you do? So that I have an understanding of it. So if there's any other person that has any other question, kindly drop it for me so that I can respond now. So Shegun, I'm waiting for your response before we close. Okay, so how can I separate a account? How can I have a separate account before I register my business, as the bank will only open an account for a registered business? Okay, amazing question. The truth of the matter is that you can only open, like you said, you can only open a business account, right, when you have registered as a business, whether business name or CM or limited liability, right? So if you want to separate it, maybe you want to start to build discipline, right? I'm sure you have lots of accounts. Maybe you have UBA or whatever you have, then just pick one and then dedicate your business account to that bank account, so that you don't mix it up. Even before I registered my business, that's what I was doing. I had like a first bank or so where I was keeping business money, because it makes me disciplined. It makes me know that if I even start this business proper, I know that I'm serious enough to handle the finances, right? So you can just one of your accounts, just remove all the money in that account and put only business money, and that it will help you. Because even if you don't register on time, maybe based on capital or something, and you want to talk to investors, you can tell them that this is what has to happen. And when you print out your statements, they can see that this is not personal inflow and outflow, this is business. So you can even use that one to make a case for yourself. That even before we got serious, right, we have been doing this thing low key and we have been disciplined. So it could even give you more like a upper hand, right? So yes, I hope I answered your question. So you say it's a business brand, but I would also like to know what I can do about my personal brand. So I was asking about what your brand was into. I don't know if you got that. Anyway, like I said, the strength of your brand, especially if it's a sole proprietorship, could, be tied to your own strength as the owner of that brand, right? Like I said, maybe you're skilled in customer service, maybe you're a people person, people like you, right? So there's a high tendency that follow-up marketing, it will not really be a problem for you, because people like you, you're friendly, you're nice, maybe you're the sanguine kind of person, you talk to people, you're friendly. So that could be your strength. It could also be your business strength, because you are able to easily market. Somebody else might just really know the technical skill and really sew well or bake well, but they don't really talk. They don't know how to engage people. They can't even sell their business to a friend, let alone a stranger. That could be a weakness. So that will definitely rub off because you are the only resource. I mean, you're the only human resource in that business. So who you are will definitely rub off on your business, and your weakness would follow come to your business, right? Your strengths will come to your business. So same thing with your personal brand. That one's even, is a straight thing, right? So you need to know yourself, know thyself. What are my strengths? Do I need a partner that is, if this thing is really important to my business and I don't have it, do I need to partner right away? You might need to partner so that you don't suffer that business because of your own weaknesses and inadequacies, right? So my brand is into media production and media support services like training, content development, etc. Okay, well, it depends. Like I said, it really depends. If it's a media support service like training, content development, the strength could be, maybe you are niched, like I said earlier. You are niched. You are into corporate media support. I mean, you are dealing strictly with organizations, right? Maybe you are dealing strictly with government. Maybe you are training them in a government staff, more like a contract thing, right? So your coverage, your access, right, your accessibility to this target customer can also be your strength. So who do you serve? Are you close to them? Do you have accessibility towards these people? Do you have to struggle to gain access to your target market or not? Are you niche? Is there a particular content or media aspect that you focus on, that you feel you are good at, that you can leverage on and just decide to stay on that one and leave any other, because media is broad, right? So that can be your strength. So it's always good to, when it comes to a very broad space like that, it's good to be niched. That's my advice. It's good to be, so that you can apply your strength well in that business. So thank you so much. I think that will be the end. I don't want to put the replay for this part because I feel it's information packed. Alright, so thank you so much. I'm going to end the live session now. Bye. Okay, I'm looking for how to stop it. How am I not seeing end live session? How do I end this live session? Is it the cancel? Is it this one? What's going on? Yeah, it's the one.